Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday. All right. I want to talk about something that is potentially in the cards for all of us, okay, depending on what goes on. Anybody paid any attention to the homeless crisis in the United States lately? Anybody think you're immune to it? You're not, all right? With the cost of everything going up, food, rent, electricity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, thanks to the idiotic policies that we've got coming out of Washington that have driven this inflation to rates that we haven't seen since the 1970s. The homeless rate is going up astronomically. I'm going to give you an idea, all right? Sacramento, California, granted, liberal bastion, okay? Homelessness has gone up 70% since 2019. All right. That's getting crazy. Uh, let's talk about Portland, Oregon. Yeah, I know. Another Democrat bastion. 800 homeless encampments, not homeless people. Those are tent cities. There are 800 tent cities in Portland right now. There's only 146 square miles of Portland, okay? It's not exactly a huge uh, city. Talk about Washington, D.C., okay? Biden's backyard. There are 120 tent cities in Washington, D.C., okay? Guys, to give you an idea, Washington, D.C. is only about 5 square miles. Just saying, okay? 120 homeless encampments in Washington, D.C. You're hard pressed to go anywhere in this country, in any city, and not run into a homeless encampment. There aren't enough shelters to keep people housed, okay? Yeah, there's a lot of people that are homeless by their own choice. There's a lot of people that aren't, okay? You know, the statistics come out and say that every evening 40 more people find themselves across the country homeless an hour that move into these tent cities. All right. That's scary. All right. You look at what's going on. All right. And again, we saw this week that the Fed raised interest rates again. What's their intention? Well, they need to get unemployment up to bring inflation down. Start thinking about that. Again, it's like everything else. It's not flipping a switch. You get people unemployed, you get people having no money. They're on the street. All of a sudden, inflation comes down, and these people don't go, oh, woohoo, you know what? All this money I've had sitting in my pocket, I'm going to go, because rents now come down, I'm going to go get a cheap apartment. It doesn't work that way. All right. This is a never-ending cycle unless something happens to take care of it. And then you get all the other expenses that are running in food, electricity, heat, whatever. I mean, I'm not talking about cell phones, internet, and cable TV. All right. I'm talking about basic necessities, food, heat, shelter. These people don't have them. And we are all, the public, not preppers, we are all a week away from being out there with them. Okay. If, what happens to you if you lose your job? Okay. As a prepper, I'm hoping you have plenty of food stocked so you don't have to worry about that. But can you pay these exorbitant electric bills? Can you pay your rent? Can you pay your mortgage? Whatever would be. Unemployment isn't squat. I mean, I know in Tennessee here it's like $250 a week. All right. $250 a week will get you half the average cost of an apartment in the country. All right, the average cost of an apartment's about $2,000. All right, but you can find yourself some cheap place to live. Still doesn't mean that you have enough to heat it or to get electricity or to buy gasoline to get a job or whatever. This is the problem that we face, guys, about the economics of this. And just because maybe you're okay, that the chances of you becoming homeless are very slim, doesn't mean it's not going to affect you. You still have to leave your house. You still have to go to the grocery store and walk through the line of people begging for money at the door, or the tent city that popped up in the city park, or the Walmart parking lot where people are casing things to do, people to rob and stuff like that. This is the problem. Desperate times call for desperate measures for people. And when you get a homeless crisis like we have because of the poor decisions that have come out of politicians' mouths, this is a crisis we're all going to have to face. Everybody kind of turns a blind eye to it. In a week, you're not going to hear anything about it. Nobody's going to care, okay, because the election's going to be over. And it's like, the politician be like, we don't care about those people, just like they do to the black population, the Latino population, anything like that, the soccer mom they don't care about you whatsoever unless it's time for you to cast a vote. You think they really care about the homeless? They don't. You look at San Francisco with everybody shitting on the streets and all this sort of stuff. I mean, they just decriminalized public urination, all right? Yippee, San Francisco, once one of the most beautiful, richest cities in the country, is now, one of the biggest cesspools. But this is what you have to worry about, is how bad is this economy going to get? Because it's not going to turn on a dime on Tuesday, guys. But how bad is this economy going to get? How bad is the Fed going to jack up interest rates to the point where companies are laying off people? I mean, I'm not talking about Elon Musk. I'm talking about any of these other companies who are saying, sorry, your job is done. Let's, talk about the diesel crisis. There's nothing, no truck drivers, there's no food, don't need to open the store, your job is done. This is what is coming, guys, and people need to take a look at this seriously. Is we are in a world of hurt right now in this country due to the economic disaster that it is. Everybody, we can all bitch about high food prices and high utility prices, and we have a right to bitch about that. But when you start having people dying because of the crime that this is going to generate, and people freezing to death because there's nowhere to go, that's third world country stuff, guys. Start, if you haven't already, doing whatever you can to make sure you can weather a storm of a couple of years financially for this to come out. Because this isn't, we're not going to be going in March, woohoo, everything's good, we got the new Congress in. No, this is going to take a long time to dig out of. You think we're going into a recession? This is going to make 2008 look like a walk in the park, guys. That's how bad this is getting. You look at every indicator right now, and you can have all the media spin and the politicians lie, going, oh, this isn't going to happen. They're all panicked. They know we are on the verge of complete collapse. Get ready. Pinball out.